One question I'm asked is, uh, what should I do if I'm in a slip and fall incident or accident? Uh, Hello, I'm attorney Keith Conkle, personal injury lawyer based out of Naples, Florida. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but believe it or not, my understanding is the number one reason people go to emergency rooms in the United States is slip and fall type of accidents. Almost 8 million people every single year go to emergency rooms for slip and fall type of accidents and injuries. So if you've had that type of accident injury, you're not alone. It happens a lot. And a lot of times insurance companies try to deny the seriousness of your claim and or blame you for it. And certainly the place where you fell wants to find as much fault with you as possible so they can deny your claim or pay you as little as possible. However, you want to make sure that you get the fair amount. If you're entitled to it and you deserve it, you should get it. And you need to make sure that you do some of the following steps. These are not all the steps you need to do. This is not legal advice. In other words, you need to consult an attorney to make sure that your rights are protected. These are just some informational things that could help you. Certainly not a substitute for getting legal advice, a consultation from an attorney. So the first thing, obviously, you're going to want to do, and believe it or not, you think, well, everybody does this. It's not true. Everybody does not do this. Sometimes people fall, get hurt really bad, but they're embarrassed, believe it or not, or their adrenaline's pumping, so they don't feel the pain. And on top of it all, maybe their spouse is with them or their kids or whatever, and they don't want to look bad or like, you're a clumsy mess. Well, let me tell you something. You shouldn't worry about any of that stuff. If you slip and fall or trip and fall or anything that they've done that may have caused you, maybe they were negligent and they didn't clean up water or spill or something, or whatever the reason is. Maybe you're not even 100% sure why you fell because you don't know what caused you to fall, but all of a sudden you tripped on something, you didn't even know what it was, or you slipped and you don't know why you slipped. Sometimes people think, well, it's my fault. No, it could very well be the store's fault. It could very well be negligence on their part. So I just want to encourage you that if you fall and get hurt, or you think you might be hurt, or you're not even sure if you could be hurt, call 911. You say, that's a little bit drastic. No, really it's not. If you're hurt, you could be way hurt more than you think you do. Slip and fall injuries can be devastating. You can fracture your bones, you can break your bones, you can cause discs to come out of line, vertebrae, break all kinds of bones in your leg, your feet, your ankle, your hand. When sometimes you fall, try to brace yourself, and all of a sudden now you got a shattered finger or a shattered wrist, and sometimes these things take surgery and therapy and all kinds of things. So never, ever, ever underestimate your injury. Call 911. Have the ambulance come. Get in the ambulance. Go get checked out. One, that documents your case. Two, that makes sure that you're okay, and at least you're getting the medical care that you need, hopefully. Also, get medical treatment as soon as possible. In other words, let's say you don't call the ambulance. Let's say, for whatever reason, you know what, you think you're fine, you go home, or you just don't want to go in the ambulance. My suggestion to you is get medical treatment as soon as possible after that. Hopefully the same day. If not, the next day. In other words, the sooner you get medical treatment, the more believable it is that you got injured because you went and got treated. And it also documents your potential claim. So I just want to encourage you, whether you go from the scene in the ambulance, which I think is the best scenario for your safety and to document exactly what happened. The other thing is go to the hospital, go to your doctor, and follow up. Finally, follow the doctor's orders. If your doctor says you broke your foot, sir, or you did something to your shoulder, or this, that, and the other, and you need to do this, this, and this, over the next period of a month, 2, 3 months, 4 months, whatever, you need to have a surgery, you need to have therapy, you need to have this, you need to have that. Do it. In other words, obey the doctor's orders, and because what that does is, number one, it should help you get better, particularly if you got a good doctor. The other thing it does is it documents that, hey, this person had an injury. Him or her didn't do anything to make the situation worse by not getting treatment. They took it serious. They were responsible. They did their part. Insurance adjusters love to see it when you don't get medical treatment right away. Or the doctor says you need 3 months of therapy, and you only went to 2 weeks of therapy. Then they like to point that out and say, ha, we got them. Look, they were supposed to do 3 months of therapy. They only did 2. They must not have been injured. Or guess what? They probably did things to make this worse. And now all of a sudden they want to go offer you a lower settlement because you didn't do the part that you're supposed to do. Don't do that. Don't fall into that trap. Number one, you need the treatment if you got hurt. And number two, you don't want to give anything for the adjuster to turn on you and ruin your case. And the other thing I would just like to say is document. In other words, keep all medical records, all medical bills, pharmacy receipts and bills. If you get an MRI or a CAT scan, keep the DVD, any medical records, anything from that. Make maybe extra copies of it. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to me, or you can reach out to another attorney. You don't even have to hire us, but at least get a free consultation, because slip and falls are not a joke. They can be life-changing, life-altering, permanent injuries, and that is something that you're going to want some help on. You don't need some quick, sneaky, clever insurance adjuster destroying your ability to recover for pain and suffering, the injuries that you have, medical expenses, lost wages, all that. My suggestion to you is to reach out to an attorney, and you can look into it a little bit on yourself. You don't have to have an attorney, but to look out for all your rights, you may want to look into doing that. My name's Keith Conkle again. My phone number is 239-269-3587. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm always happy to help people. Reach out to me. My email address is keith@conklelawfirm.com. I also have a YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to that YouTube channel. Be lots of videos about personal injury and how you should handle dealing with insurance adjusters and so on there. And I hope this helps you out today. And if you were in an injury, I sure hope that you get feeling better soon, and that you're taken care of. I know it can be hard and it can be devastating. Thank you.